Hi everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about three words that all have very similar meanings, all relating to saving money and not spending a lot of money. And these three words are thrift, stingy and frugal. Okay, so let's start with the word frugal. Now frugal is an adjective and it describes when a person is less willing to spend money and often living a simple life that is more economically responsible.
Frugal is just such a superior word on so many levels.
And so these people who may be seen as frugal are less likely to have big spending habits and more likely to save money.
By all accounts, very sensible, frugal man who didn't drink, didn't smoke, walked everywhere.
For example, you can describe somebody who is frugal when they are maybe shopping in a shop during a sale and they buy clothes during that sale. Therefore, they are spending less money than they would usually have to buy that item. That can be described as frugal.
You are frugal, like an old Chinese woman.
Another example is when somebody tries to save things such as water, food, electricity for example, which we all have to pay for in our bills. And so, a person who may be frugal might try to save these things and spend less money in turn. For example, a frugal person might turn off their light when they leave the room, or turn off their water when they do not need it.
That's a very frugal lunch you've got there.
And so, buying clothes in a charity shop might also be seen as frugal. And so if you think of a charity shop, in some places such as America, these charity shops are also called thrift stores. And this links really nicely to our next word, thrift. And if we think of a thrift store like a charity shop, then we can derive the meaning of thrift. And so the adjective thrifty is very similar in meaning to the adjective frugal. Being thrifty is a lot like being frugal. However, there is a slight twist. Now, being thrifty also has a small element of being extremely intelligent and clever and creative on how you manage to not spend a lot of money. So, if you think twice before you spend or find schemes and sales that are very difficult to find but also can have discounted rates, then you are thrifty.
It's not a fortune, but I've saved all my life, and I am thrifty.
So imagine you're an 11-year-old with very little money from your parents, very little allowance or pocket money. However, you really want to buy something cool. So, a thrifty person might go to stores that sell these items at a lower cost. For example, Super Smart Money Wizard or Money Manager. They know all the tricks and ways to make the most out of their money. And so these people can be described as thrifty.
Prides herself on being honest, resourceful, and thrifty.
So being thrifty is very similar to being frugal in the way that you save money. And so I'm sure we can all agree that being thrifty is definitely a good thing.
I love how thrifty you are.
Now the final word we're going to be talking about today is the word stingy. And so what does stingy actually mean? Well, stingy is a word used to describe a person who is unwilling to spend money or give things to others. When someone is described as stingy, however, it means that they are reluctant to share, even when they have enough resources to do so.
Quit being so stingy.
And so a good way to remember this as being more negative is splitting stingy into two parts. The first part is the main part where it is easy to remember. So if we take the first part, which is sting. Now another great way of remembering stingy as an adjective is from the character Scrooge from the world famous novel A Christmas Carol. And so during A Christmas Carol, Scrooge is always described as stingy because he doesn't want to share any of his money to his employees who are much more poorer than him. For example, Bob Cratchit.
Please
Christmas, Bob, to drink to a rotten, hard, stingy old miser like Scrooge.
Likewise, if someone has plenty of extra belongings, plenty of extra money or resources, but they are unwilling to lend or give anything away in those in need, this might be also described as stingy.
And of course all of them are finicky, compulsively tidy, stubborn, and extremely stingy with money.
So in summary, today we have talked about 3 words that all have links to saving money. 2 of the words, being thrifty and frugal, have positive links to saving money. However, the last word we talked about was stingy, which has a more negative link to saving money, and which we can remember by splitting stingy into 2 parts, stingy. And we remember that sting is really bad, and the animals that sting us can be really dangerous, and so stingy is a negative adjective. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you're not too stingy with the like button. So it would mean the world if you hit the like button, hit subscribe, turned on notifications, and we'll see you guys next time.